welcome to episode 2 of our second season of the Hockey Dummies. This week we're going to get into some fantasy talk, but first let's get into our NHL headlines of the week. All right, first things first. We have a new captain in town. Bye-bye, Fanuff. Welcome, JT, the captain. Did you have any doubt?
No.
Really?
No, as soon as Matthews pulled his pants down, you knew it was Tavares was getting it.
Now
I was like, for about maybe 2 seconds, I was like, oh man, it might be Riley, and then no.
You know what? I never thought it was going to be Riley. I thought it was going to be Matthews the whole time. Until
It would have been. I think it would have been until he
did you see
decided to be an idiot.
those images online where it looked like he had like a faded C? Like it could have just been somebody.
Well, for sure, somebody was fucking around.
But yeah, I thought it was Matthews all the way, and apparently it was only like 48 hours before they announced it, like before the first game that they brought Tavares in with his family.
Yeah, I saw the
whatever
video.
like that.
And
Yeah,
his kid was wearing the
the
jersey.
Yeah, it was
and you
cool.
see Tavares, he's just like, thanks guys, appreciate it. It's like no emotion.
But let's get to the real question. What did you think about Mrs. Tavares?
I don't know.
Really? What's wrong with you?
I don't know. She was all right.
She was all right. She's fucking
She's
smoking.
no Mrs. Bozak.
Oh, Mrs. Bozak. I'm a big
Mrs. Bozak lover.
BF. Big fan.
Big fan.
Huge fan of Mrs. Bozak.
Better take a drink.
Big, yeah. Every time I say big fan, you got to take a drink.
Be fucking hammered.
Yeah, but you know what? I actually like Tavares being the captain over Matthews. That would have been my pick, but I just thought it was going to be Matthews just with the hype.
I thought so too.
But I think he's the right pick, and clearly Matthews wasn't with bringing all this stuff onto the team. Well, for real though, it's like as much as we like to poke fun at it, it's and I'm sure Matthews is looking at it as a learning experience, as you should. But I think with just Tavares's history, he is the first overall pedigree as well.
Yeah.
He was early entry into the OHL. He has been on Team Canada. He's been a captain for many years. Yeah,
pretty much forever.
Yeah, pretty much forever. Ever since he was a kid, all the way up through junior and into the NHL. So, you cannot go wrong with that. I think they made the right choice, and hopefully it was the right choice. Brian Burke actually came on TV saying that he knew it was going to be him all along.
Yeah. Okay.
and that he hopes that the announcement doesn't make it seem like they were just giving it to him because of what happened, that he actually earned it.
Yeah.
And there is doubt. I have doubt about it, and I'm sure other people do too. So that does kind of stink if it was always going to be him, but I don't think it was. Sticking with our leaves here. If you guys stomach through episode 1, Pats and I, we had an over-under on William Nylander getting over 69.5 points, and our Willie watch is
it's looking pretty good so far.
Pretty good. You'd think that I could lose weight, that I lost some weight here, and I could start to see my Willie, because my Willie is out 4 points, 4 games. He's on pace for 82. He's not going to sustain.
You could end up with 90.
He won't. He'll end up around 67.
No.
But he's the only Leaf to get a point in all 4 games.
And he's been effective in all 4 games.
He has.
He's been.
It's like
easily they're in their top 3. Like every time the guy touches the puck, he's creating something. He's digging for the puck. He's setting up plays. He's, if you notice, like if you look at Marner. Say Marner's got what, like 5 points already? I think 3 goals.
Does he have?
I think he's got like 5 points already.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
I don't think so.
I think he does.
No, you keep talking.
Look it up. Anyway, but Marner doesn't look like Marner yet. You know what I mean? Like you really don't notice him as much. But Willie, when he's got the puck, he's like zipping around there all over the place. Nylander
looks like the best player on our team right now. That's the way that I'm looking at it. I'm glad for the team. I hate it for our bet. It's one of those things.
Pint and a pound.
Yeah, I know. Pint and a pound. But it's like, he does have Marner does have 5 points. Oh,
get your shit together.
I'm my shit's not together. I'm barely keeping my head above water here. But yeah, Nylander has looked lights out. So hopefully he just continues to do well, digs in the corner, and hits 69 points.
And hopefully Babs will put him on the first power play unit.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about that because I figured with Kadri going that Willie would have been in that high slot position.
Yeah.
But they moved JT there and they put Janssen in front, which
Yeah,
wasn't a bad option.
Janssen's I don't know.
He's good
He's
for
good.
net front.
He's good, but he still seems like a bit of a clusterfuck to me.
I don't think so at all. I really like him.
You don't watch the games.
I do. I do. I've watched all the games, but clearly I wasn't thinking that Marner already had 5, so good for him on that one. Moving over to an ex-Leaf. I'll always think of him as a Leaf. Patrick Marleau signs back in San Jose for $700,000. Why didn't they do this in the summer?
Maybe they had to wait and see what was going on, or they were giving whoever else a shot, and they stink. So they're like, we might as well bring in Marleau, bring him back.
They do stink, and we're going to kind of touch on that in a little bit. But I'm happy to see that Marleau signed. I think he still has what it takes. Like, like if I had to pick between Marleau and Spezza, I'd take Marleau.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess he just really wanted to go back to San Jose. It's too bad that he couldn't have.
We should have just signed him for $700,000.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Like I would have signed him. So it's good that he went back to San Jose. I think that's what was best for his family. But we're not really caring about his family. We're caring about the Leafs winning. And you're not even listening to me. You're watching the Montreal Buffalo game.
I'm listening. You care about the Leafs winning.
Oh, boy. Moving across the way here and keeping in Canada, actually a local boy from where we're from, James the Real Deal Neal, he got 4 goals in one game.
Where the fuck did this come from? That guy looked like he was done last year.
And he's got 6 on the season.
6 already, yeah.
Like I was listening to the radio coming home, and the big talk is, can he hit 35?
He's going to end up with like 22.
Right, yeah. Well,
he's going to go in a slump for like 30 games now.
Yeah, I don't know, but I liked when they made the trade. I liked it for Edmonton. I liked when Calgary got him last year too, and I thought that he had the potential to do what he's doing in Edmonton with Calgary last year.
Yeah.
Lindholm ended up beating him out of that first line job, and then it seems like that second line has been solidified for a while now with Backlund, Kachuk, and Frolik, and he just never ended up finding his touch on the third line, and ended up getting second power play unit. And but man, like and even just listening to him in an interview today, just talking about just being able to get open. He's like he's just playing with like McDavid and those guys. It's like just getting to the spots to be open, and he's a shooter.
Yeah,
like I think he's going to get at least 25.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, you just said 22. Don't me. I'm saying that he's going to get 25.
25?
25 plus.
25 plus? No.
Ain't a pound?
No. I'm going to stick with my one bet, so I'm going to win.
Yeah, well, you might. The way that
it was a wash. It was a wash last year with 2 bets. So.
I know. So why don't we'll get 3. Anywho, moving on. Let's talk to a couple of the teams.
How many goals does the GOAT end up with?
Oof. Man,
He's got 2 already.
I know, but he could end up with 2.
He's probably get 4.
He could end up with 2.
I need to go with 4. 4 is going to be.
You know what? I'm hoping he gets 8.
Yeah, that'd be a bonus.
That's a hope.
I'm hoping fucking Spezza gets 8.
I'm hoping Spezza gets 8 as well. You know what? Spezza and the GOAT and Moore, that's a good 4th line.
Yeah, but Moore should play on the 3rd line.
No, I know, but when Hyman comes back and Kapanen gets pushed down.
Yeah, I don't know what that's going to be tricky. Kapanen's looked like shit so far.
I know. If anything, Kapanen might get pushed down to the 4th line.
Down to the AHL. Get shit together.
Well, let's chat about some teams that have got off to a good start here. We have couple teams that are I didn't see it coming. couple other teams that I did see coming. I'm curious to know if you think they're going to continue or fall back here. So, good starts. Carolina Hurricanes, undefeated, 4-0. They're the only team in the NHL that are 4-0.
You know why?
Why?
James Reimer.
Well, we're gonna when we get into a little peck 'em up later, you might see Optimus Rhyme in there. But yeah, so you're going straight up Canes, with just James Reimer.
He's okay. Come on, look at Reimer's track record. He stinks.
Well, I was gonna say they've scored 17 goals in 4 games.
Yeah, I don't.
That's not Reimer.
No,
that's
he's
not
giving
Reimer.
them confidence.
He is giving them confidence, but the Carolina. When we did the season preview, I had them out.
You've had them out of the playoffs.
I had them outside
they
the
could
play.
still end up.
No, I know it's so
of the
early, but what else do we have to talk about?
Not much really. Yeah.
Exactly. So, do you think that they will sustain or fall behind?
Sustain meaning undefeated.
No, I just mean not necessarily being undefeated.
They'll fall back to earth, and they'll be clawing for that last playoff.
Going
spot.
back to a claw.
Yeah.
The Boston Bruins are 3-0, and it's kind of right where I have them. Toronto, Tampa, it's so wonky right off the hop.
They're all going to finish within 2 or 3 points of each other, and unless if Tampa gets their shit together, then they'll run away with it again. But who knows?
Edmonton Oilers.
I don't know what's going on there.
3-0.
It's because of James Neal.
And TML called it a little good luck.
Yeah.
And the other team that's doing super well right now is the Anaheim Ducks. What the hell's going on there?
I don't know. It's all Gibson.
It is all Gibson, and he is lights out right now. He's basically the best goalie in the NHL by far.
It's early.
I know, but what else do we have to talk about?
Reimer's going to catch him.
Reimer's not going to catch him, but you should back him up.
Pick him up anyway.
Back him up right now. But yeah, I didn't see this coming for Anaheim. I have them in the basement. I got the Canes not making the playoffs, and they are off to a hot start. So good for them.
You know who else was off to a hot start last year and didn't make the playoffs?
Who?
You said they would. They're playing right now.
Buffalo?
Right.
They are sick. And what I said last week, I told you guys about Victor Olofsson.
Yeah. Is he up on the top line now?
He's lights out. He's played, I think he's played 2 games. He's got 3 goals.
No.
Yeah. And he's got a bomb. He's got a bomb. They have him on the first power play unit. Pick him up!
Holy fuck.
Pick him up right now!
If you yell at people, they're not going to pick them up.
Let's move over to the bad start. So we had a little bit of the goods for those markets, and we have some of the bads happening over here. We got
The bads. We're just going to call them the bads.
The bads. San Jose Sharks are 0-4.
Marlowe's back. They're good now.
And they have 5 goals for and 17 against.
That's fucking horrible.
That is
That's
awful.
like 1980s Leafs
and
right there.
Martin Jones has how many 5 more years left on his deal, something like that.
I have no idea.
But he's $5 million, and he stinks. He absolutely stinks. And who's their backup? Aaron Dell?
Yeah.
Stinks.
You're that Thrasher? You don't have him anymore.
The goalies, in their defense is supposed to be, they have 2 of the best defense in the world, and Vlasic's not far behind.
Yeah.
And, they stink. They're not doing well. They're missing Little Joe. They got Patty back, so let's see if that can rally them. I still think that they're going to. I still think they're going to do really well
eventually.
But man, you can't continue this. They need to do something, anything,
something.
They need to
score some goals.
They need to score some goals, and they need to stop letting the goals in. Look at this drop in here. Holy shit. Now we have 3 other teams that stink, but they were supposed to stink. We got Ottawa, Minnesota, and Vancouver. All stink.
Oh, yeah, you knew they were
all off to stinky starts. And they all of them have no points in 2 games.
Are you kidding? Are you getting like commission every time you say the word stinks?
If you had to pick one of the teams that stinks, Ottawa, Minnesota, or Vancouver, if you had to pick one of those teams to make the playoffs, who would you pick it?
None of them. I can't.
You had to.
No, I can't.
Well, it would be Vancouver.
No,
Come on.
They stink too.
But if you had to pick one.
Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Why? Just to
Just
go
because.
against me? A little
Just
pint,
because.
pint and a pound bet?
No.
Who does higher in the standings? Vancouver, Minnesota?
Vancouver, Minnesota, and Ottawa. Who finishes higher? I'm going to take Minnesota, and you're going to pick.
Vancouver.
You're going to take Vancouver.
Yeah.
Pint and a pound.
Pint and a pound. Yeah. You're in for two now. I'll get one
We'll
more
do
out
that
of you.
later, and then I'm going to be full that night.
Well, 2 pounds, 2 pints?
Well, no, because if we're going to do 3 pounds.
Oh,
3 pints.
snap. Well, let's move over to some skaters who kind of got off to a hot hand here. We got Mika Zibanejad. He's got 8 points in 2 games.
I saw that. I was like, what the
That's
hell?
ridiculous. He's
I know.
got 4 goals, 4 assists.
That's nuts.
It's insane. And you got McDavid has 8 points in 3 games.
Yeah, but that's expected.
No, I know.
Right. You don't expect it from Zibanejad.
No, you don't. Anthony Mantha, he has 7 and 3, and Draisaitl has 8 and 3. So like these, and not too far off is James Neal with 6
The
points,
real deal.
6.6 goals,
Yeah.
no apples.
Fucking hog.
But these are the guys. Of these guys, obviously McDavid is going to sustain.
Yes.
And I would think that Draisaitl will as well. Do you think I'm not saying Zibanejad's going to be getting 8 points every 2 games, but do you think he could be top 20 in scoring?
Top 20?
Top 20. That's reasonable.
Well, you know what? I guess it depends now. Everyone's going to be pretty tight. How many guys hit 100 points last year? I don't even remember. Like
3?
Yeah, it wasn't. I
Four,
think
no.
even McKinnon only ended up with 99.
Well, I know Marchand.
Kucherov, for sure.
Kucherov, I think more than 3. Maybe it was more like 5. I know Marchand hit 100 on the nose.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
That fucking beak.
Oh man, that is a serious.
Have you seen those videos of the little dude? And he looks like Marchand. Yeah. That guy's amazing.
That guy is amazing.
I don't even know his name, but I think it's like Russia or something.
They should get a picture together.
Fuck, that guy's a nutcase.
Yeah, he's fucking weird. And then moving over, sticking with the skaters here, we got the Rocket Race. James Neal. He's in first. And our boy Captain Underpants is tied with Anthony Mantha in second with 5 goals.
Dirty.
No,
Mantha was 1 game.
Mantha, yeah, and Matthews has played 4.
Yeah.
But still.
No, he scored 4 goals in 1 game.
Right.
That's why.
Right.
And so did Neal. So,
yeah.
That's not going to happen every night.
No. But still, it's
Pint to pound, Matthews scores more than them?
More than who?
Mantha and Neal?
Combined?
Not combined.
No.
Combined. Well, no. That's not going to happen.
No. You know what? Like, Matthews has the ability to win the Rocket. He's just got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Matthews could score more goals than San Jose.
Man, they stink. And moving over to the goalie department, as we were saying earlier, John Gibson, he leads the way with 3 wins and 3 starts. He's got a goals against average of 1. Like they've only let in 3 goals.
Yeah.
And he's got a .970 save percentage.
Jesus.
Carter Hutton, Pekka Rinne, Tuukka Rask, Jordan Binnington, James Reimer, Philip Grubauer, Peter Mazurek, and Mike Smith have all played 2 or more games. What's that?
Mazurek? Is that how you spell his name now?
Peter, what is it? Mrazek?
Mazurek.
Yeah, I was thinking Raymond Zarek from The Doors. Anywho, they've all played 2 or more games and not lost yet.
Yeah.
Of Carter Hutton, Mike Smith, Peter Ray Mazurek, and James Reimer. Of those 3,
who's going to be the shittiest?
Who's going to be the best? Hutton, Reimer, Smith, Mazurek, 4 of those 4.
Mrazek and Reimer are on the same team.
So who's going to who's going to win out? That's the question.
Depends.
Who's going to be the number 1? And you can't be
just
biased because he's on your team. Okay, don't even answer it. Who's going to have a better year, Mike Smith or Carter Hutton?
Carter Hutton.
Mike Smith.
But what do you like? What like more wins, better goals against?
Like, better numbers across
better
the board.
Fantasy points.
Better everything.
Well, okay. Because like, what if Smith could have like a 902 save percentage, and Hutton could be like 905, but have a worse goals against.
I go save percentage over goals against. I value that higher in goaltending, just because it's more of a goalie stat versus a team stat.
If your team gives up 50 shots and you give up 5 goals, you're still shit. Your goals against or your save percentage is still 90%.
Yeah, okay,
Right?
I don't care.
It's whatever. Let's find something else to.
One last thing here before we get into some of the fantasy talk here. The Vancouver Canucks are going to announce their captain tonight.
Who's going to be Bo Horvat?
Bo Horvat or Normie P?
Not Normie P.
Yeah, I think it should be Bo Horvat.
Yeah. I wouldn't let Pettersson be captain.
No, me neither.
Fuck that guy.
Moving on. All right, let's get into a little fantasy talk and get into a little pick 'em up right now.
Hey, look, there's some people want to ride too. Pick 'em up.
Pick 'em up. All right, let's get into the forwards for a little pick 'em up action. Number 1, we got Jordan Staal.
Pick 'em up.
Only owned in 33% of leagues.
Oh, what's he doing? He's actually having a good season so far?
He's having a great season.
He's in my other pool. I haven't really looked.
He's your best player.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, he's ranked the 7th best player in all fantasy sports right now. Or fantasy hockey. Fantasy sports. Yeah, he's doing better than everybody in baseball, football. But this past week, Stahl's put up a goal, 2 assists. He's a +5. He's got 4 PIMs, 8 shots, 11 hits, 54% of the dot with 18 minutes of ice.
Attaboy. I gotta look him up now.
Pick him up! Pick him up right now. Sticking with the Carolina Hurricanes, we got Eric Holla.
Pick 'em up.
Ranked 8th best player in fantasy hockey, right behind Jordan Staal. Holla's owned in 38% of leagues, and he's put up 3 goals. He has 13 shots, 55% in the dot with over 18 minutes of ice.
Don't even know that guy.
Pick him up!
I'm just kidding. Pick him up right now. Pick him up.
Lars Eller.
Pick 'em up.
Only owned in 21% of Fantrack leagues. Eller posted 3 assists, 6 PIMs, 7 shots, 64% in the dot with 17 and a half minutes of ice.
Don't pick him up, though.
Why?
Because he used to play for the Habs.
Because he used to. Pick him up!
He's poisoned. Pick him up.
Moving over to the defense, we got our boy, Cody Ceci.
Pick 'em up.
You know what? Everything I read going into the season said Ceci stinks. You guys are going to hate him. Ottawa fans writing letters to Leaf fans saying
Because
good
Ottawa
luck.
had him as a top pairing D-man trying to play against the other team's top line.
And Toronto has him playing as a top pairing D-man with Morgan
No, but-
Riley.
Yeah, it's a little bit different when you're actually a good team.
Well,
Like, Ottawa fucking sucks.
he's playing 22 minutes a night. But pick him up.
Pick him up right now.
He's only owned in 30% of leagues. He's picked up a goal, 2 assists. He's a +1, 4 shots, 5 hits, 10 blocks, and 22 minutes of ice.
Sexy time. That was a nice assist on Nylander's goal. Did you see
Pick
that?
him up!
You were just dying to get that one out. It looked like your fucking head was going to explode.
Brett Pesci,
Pick 'em up.
Joe's brother, only owned in 25% of leagues. He put up a goal and assist. He's a +2, 6 shots, 11 blocks, and 23 minutes of ice.
Pick him up.
Pick him up! Pick him up right now! Brendan Dillon, an original TML,
Pick 'em up.
only owned in 12% of
He's
leagues.
not out of the league yet.
Hey, Dillon nabbed an apple, 7 PIMs, 4 shots, 14 hits, 4 blocks, and over 20 minutes of ice.
Good for him.
Going over to the goalies, your boy, James Reimer.
Pick 'em up.
Only owned in 17% of leagues, 100% in our league. Optimus Rhyme picked up 2 wins in both of his starts, posting a 2.42 goals against average and a .940 save percentage.
Stud. Pick him up.
Pick him up! Pick him up! Yaroslav
You sound like a fucking elf or something.
Halak.
Pick 'em up.
That piece of shit picked up a shutout in his only start. I have Tuukka Rask. That's why he stinks. Yaroslav is only owned in 47% of leagues. Perfect numbers across the board.
Pick him up. Or trade for him.
Pick him up! I've been trying to trade for him. And Baron, the turd, wants Igor Shesterkin. And I'm like, I'm not trading him to you. Not for a backup goalie. Like, I would like to have the handcuff. I'm not doing that. So, Baron, if you're listening, time to drop your price, bud. Or keep him.
He's going to keep him.
Yeah, he should. Ilya Samsonov.
Pick 'em up.
Owning 40% of
Samsonite?
leagues. Yeah.
Samsonite.
Samsonite got a W in his only start. You're stealing my jokes. That's my joke.
That's your joke?
I wrote it in the script that I sent to you.
You have a script?
I sent you the script.
There's a
Samsonite.
script?
Samsonite got his only W in his only start, posting a 1 goal against average and a .962 save percentage.
How about that? It is in the script.
Pick him up!
Samsonite.
That's right. It is in the script. I did not, clearly just a little bit of legwork. Episode 1, I did nothing. This week, I did a little bit more. We've trimmed Buzz's bush, and we didn't really get into too much prospects. We just really haven't had the same amount of lead time to put into this. Meaning, like, I haven't had time because you don't do anything.
You're right. I just come over and drink beer and
and watch.
talk into the microphone and watch whatever hockey's on TV.
Yeah, this fucking shitty Habs and the Sabres.
2 teams that won't make the playoffs.
Yeah. Wednesday night, 3-2. Going into the third for the Sabres. They're out shooting them 27-19, and the Habs stink.
Yep.
So that's it for this week. We're going to roll out a bi-weekly podcast this season. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. Please give us a follow on Twitter at Hockey Dummies. Like us on Facebook and Instagram at The Hockey Dummies. And don't forget to subscribe to the pod.
Big fan. Big fan.
Big fan. Big fan.
Just
of the
a couple
pod.
extra drinks at the end.
Big fan. Big fan.